Today I'll be doing my cross-stitch update for the month of March. Today is April 1st, so hopefully I'll be able to actually get this video out relatively quickly and before April actually gets going. I actually have a fair bit of progress to show you considering all that's happened in March. I know I talked about in my February update that I thought I was going to have all this time when I went to state, and then there would be spring break and all this stuff, and I would get so much work done. That did not exactly happen. Let's say that going to a state basketball championship, you're a lot more busy than you would actually think you would be. So I didn't get nearly as much done as I thought I would. And then, in terms of spring break, I ended up getting pneumonia for the first half of it. So yeah, that was not my favorite spring break I've ever had, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it also meant that I did a lot of just lying on the couch and not really doing much. So I didn't really get that much stitching done. But I'm still I didn't get as much as I had planned to get done, but I still feel like I got a good bit of progress done in general. Like, just for me. But in terms of, like, vacation, it's not a whole ton. We just finished our second trimester in school, and so there were tests and final essays and stuff like that, and so that took up a lot of time at home, and everything was just all over the place. So, I'll get started with my whips first. I only had 2 that I worked on this month. I know I have a lot more than 2 total, but I only worked on 2 of them this month. So, and I know that, like, in every video I say I did not get as much done as I wanted to. That's just because I set unrealistic goals for myself, and then I'm surprised when I don't meet them. But I'm still happy, pretty happy with the amount of work I got this month. So the first whip I have going, I did not put this in very well, is my pumpkin passport. And I'm going to try showing you this in the Q-snap so that it might be easier to see me with all the good ideas. So, this is where I'm at. So I'm so close to finishing Amsterdam. I'm so close. There's just like a couple. I have to finish the rest of the tulips that are in here, like in this area, there's all the tulips, and then I have to add in all the windows in all the buildings. But other than that, it's pretty much done. So I'm not really feeling like I'm really actually behind technically. I don't know what these are for, but I don't really feel like I'm that much behind, given that I can finish the Amsterdam portion in, I don't know, an hour. That's probably actually longer than it would actually take. But I did make a mistake in this portion. I can't see. This red building right here is the same color as the bus in London. It's not supposed to be the same color. It's supposed to be like a reddish, brownish color, like rust-ish. I'm not really sure what to call the color, but it's not supposed to be this one. And I was thinking I was doing so good and I was on a roll, and I didn't really pay attention to what color I was using But I kind of actually like the bright red more than like the more toned down brownish red. So I'm going to leave it. I'm just too lazy to take it out. I'm not going to take out that many stitches if it's not going to make it so that the rest of it, like if it's just a color sort of thing, and it's not actually making it so that the pattern itself is like off. Like if the stitch numbers are right, the color's just wrong, I'm not going to take it out. Because everything after that's just going to be fine. And that's just too much effort when I still just like the color. And I got my very first needle minder. Right here. The limited edition pumpkin passport one. And it's the hot air balloon. And sorry if my nails are a mess, but I've been meaning to paint them. I haven't. I'm hoping to do that this weekend, but I really like needle minders. Like I'd seen like the Stash Queen, she has so many, and some of them were like, oh, that's really cute. But I never really kind of felt like I needed them, but now that I've used them before, I'm like totally hooked. I want to buy so many more of them. Which is probably not a good thing because I don't really need to find more things to be spending my money on, but you know. And, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, this was a gift from my mom actually. I think she got one too. She's not really working on this anymore, which kind of makes me sad. But she does like quilting and sewing. I think I've mentioned that when I showed the bag that she made. So she uses the needle minder for her like sewing needles and stuff. But I also had a question that I feel like someone has probably answered before, but I'm still not sure. So this is Picture This Plus fabric. And, you know, I stitch very clean. I wash my hands before I work on any of my things. But, I still like to wash the project when I finish it. I know that Picture This Plus is hand-dyed. And I also know, like, in this area where the wording is, that's Weeks Dye Works, and that's hand-dyed. And so, I'm not sure if you can wash Picture This Plus or Weeks Dye Works or not. Because I know some hand-dyeds you can, and others you can't. And I don't want to wash it thinking that I can, and then have it bleed all over the place. So I was wondering if any of you guys know or have washed Picture This Plus fabric or Weeks Dye Works. I'd really like to know, just for future reference, so that I can know if I can wash my projects or not. Because if I can't wash this, I'm really going to be careful with it and not take it anywhere where I feel like I could even get slightly dirty. But, I'm really liking this one. Compared to the Storytime, is that right? Storytime, the 2015 one that I did, there's a lot less backstitch. I think the only backstitch there was there's some in the clock here in Big Ben, some in the flag, and some in the girl's face. But other than that, there hasn't been that much, and that's quite a bit of stitching, and to have no backstitch in it, I really like that, because backstitching and me are not friends. I like sometimes doing backstitch. Sometimes I hate it. It really just depends. And with the Frosted Pumpkin projects, I just do it as I go. I'm not going to wait till the end to do, like, all the little back stitches in each and every one of them. Like, I want to feel like that I never have to touch the London part of this ever again. I just want to leave it and be like, that part's done. And then I can move on to the next part. So that when I finish it, it's completely finished and I don't have to go back and do more. But I'm really liking this one. So that was my first whip. I talked a lot about that one. Where am I gonna put this? I'll just set it down, propped up like that. Maybe that will work. My second whip is my mini blueberry basket. And this one I've also kept in the Q-Snap, which will probably show you just how small of a portion of the whole project I have done. Because this is the size, with the Q-Snap in it, of the whole thing. And I have like one column. Just one. So sad. But, I managed to get, I'm gonna try and reduce the shadow in this. Maybe that's better. Sorry about the park threads. So I was able to get about another almost 200 more stitches done. Almost. This third square in the second column is almost done. I've just got a couple more colors to do, I think. But it's really kind of cool to see, like I find that when I see vertically the colors start to blend together, I don't really get, like, that inspired. But when I actually start to see, like, how it's all going to fit together, like, up in this top corner, where there was just a bunch of gray and some purple and pink speckles, I didn't really see how that was going to come together. But then when you go to the next column and it starts to blend together and it's starting to make a picture. I just stabbed myself with my needle. Anyway, when it's starting to make a picture, I would start to want to stitch on this more. And for me, 200 stitches, almost 200 stitches, that's quite a bit. So I'm very happy with that. Even though, you know, there's like 9 columns in a page, and there's like 15 pages, and in each column there's like 700 stitches or something. I'm still happy with that. Even if it takes me literally 10 years to do this, I will do it. And recently, speaking of needles, since I just stabbed myself with one, I've just started using... Why am I holding this up? There's no way you're going to be able to see that. Recently, I've started using the Bowen. I can't decide if it's Bowen or Bowen. I think it's Bowen. That sounds right. Needles. And oh my gosh, I've been buying the not very good ones from like just Joann's or like Michael's. These are so much better. Like, I think I threw them away, but I bought some needles from Joann's, and I could literally just bend it in half. And every time I'd go to do a stitch, it would just bend. And it annoyed me so much. But these, they're so sturdy, and they're very pointy, and they're so nice. It's such a shame that I just lose needles all the time, because I only have 2 left in like the pack that came with like 8. And it's been like 3 months. So I haven't actually looked to see how much they cost. So if they're very expensive, I should probably stick with the cheap ones considering how often I lose them. But I do really like them. They came with the frosted pumpkin kit that I got for Christmas. And so that's where I started using them. And I'm just hooked. I love them so much. And I've noticed, I think I mentioned this before, but my tension, I feel like, is getting weird. And it's not really that bad once you start, like down in this part of the piece. It's not that bad because, you know, that's where most of the colors appear for the first time. But up in this top part where you have this gray next to the same color, but this is looser than this, you can definitely tell, like, there's a difference because one looks darker because you can see through more. or one looks lighter because you can see through more. Excuse me. I'm probably just making this up. You probably can't see. But I like to nitpick little things for some reason, and so that's just been bothering me. But I'm not going to really try and change the way I work on it. Pretty sure my stitching tension will change again some point during this project. And so I'm just going with the flow with this one at this point. At first, I was trying to stick on a very strict schedule to try and finish this in 1 year, which is not going to happen. I don't know why I thought I could finish this in 1 year. That would mean I'd have to do a column a week. And considering I've had this, I think I finished this column maybe 3 months ago. And in 3 months, I got not even 3 squares done. Getting it done a column a week was never going to happen. So, I'm just happy if I get any progress done on it. So that's my second and final wipe this month. Felt like there's something else I was going to say. Anyway, I actually have a new start for this month. Near the start of spring break, before I got pneumonia, I was really itching to start something. I don't know why. Nothing was really seeming like it would be that fun to work on. So I thought, hey, how about I start something new? And my mom, who had done cross stitch for a while, back in the 90s, I think maybe a few months ago, had given me all these cross stitch kits that she had that she wasn't using. And she asked me, here, do you want these? And I said, sure. And this was one of them. And this is a Lucia kit called a Wreath for All Seasons. I love anything to do with seasons, and so considering this was 1A, free, 2, seasons, and 3 has birds, and it's not even that big. I just couldn't resist. So I started it, and I think I might have lied a little bit when I said it wasn't very big, because the piece of fabric is pretty big, considering. But this one doesn't have a Q-snap for me to hold it up in, because I only have 2, so I have to switch them around. But, I was able to get, here, I'll bring that closer. I was able to get the hummingbird for, I'm pretty sure that's the summer wreath, and then I wanted to start the spring portion because it's April, spring. So this is the start of the bow in the spring wreath. Now here I go, starting to set another impossible goal for myself, but I think if I could manage it and try and get these wreaths, I can't speak, done with the seasons as they go, that would be really cool, because then that would mean this I do think I could finish in a year. Now, that might mean I finish 90% of it over the summer and don't keep to any schedule, but I do think this is possible for me to finish in a year. I think things like my Celtic Autumn, no, it's not Autumn. I haven't worked on that one in such a long time that I can't remember which one it is. It's summer. That's what it is. It's summer. So I think my Celtic or Celtic, I can't talk today. So this video is just going to be all over the place. My Celtic summer is a reasonable possibility for me finishing in a year, I think. This, I could finish in a year. I think. I didn't write down when I started it though. Shoot. Whatever. I don't think I'm going to finish the Aurora cabin anytime soon, given that I haven't even picked out all the threads. I'm not going to show it because there's not any new progress. I did pick out more of the threads though, but I'm still not done. And once I get finished picking out all the stitches that are in the wrong color, I'll probably get back into it, but right now I'm really not wanting to do it. So, but I do think it would be cool to have this. Birds and seasons and flowers are right up my alley. So this one is the spring one. This one up in the top left, and it has a green bow. I did think about switching this onto, I had a piece of like almost the same color linen that was the same count that I was thinking I might switch it onto, that I had bought to originally do the full-size mini blueberry basket on 1/1, which did not work because I was just trying to work, one, for the first time on linen, and two, have it be 1/1 and have it be a Heaven Knit design. That's too many firsts all at once. So I had that, and it's a huge piece. It's like, I don't know, bigger than this piece was. So it's really big, so it was big enough. But it was really see-through, and I don't know, the see-through fabrics just causes me anxiety because I somehow feel like you'll be able to see through on like the fab on the frame, and then it might not look as nice. I don't know. I could just be, again, nitpicking things that aren't even important, but it just, I don't know. So this is just a 14 count. It's like a cream Aida that came with the kit. I've learned that with the kit fabrics, you gotta iron them because otherwise they're really crispy. And you don't often think of fabric as being crispy, but Aida from kits can get real crispy. But I really like this one. I'm hoping to keep it going. It might get put away, and all my other products might come out. I don't know. I just really wanted to start something, and considering it was free, there's not really a downside to starting it. I've been looking at the chatelaines too, thinking about how starting them, and then I looked up the price tag. I'd heard people talk about how expensive chatelaines are. I did not realize they were $300. That's as much as my phone. So, I don't know if I can really rationalize spending that much on a project. Like, I'm not even sure what makes it that expensive. Like, is it just it has all these different silks and stuff? Is there a way to convert those to DMC? Because if there isn't, there's no way. Is it like a fancy fabric? Is the pattern super expensive? I don't really know. I don't see myself doing one anytime soon, considering how expensive they are. They are very pretty. I will give Chatelaine that, but I'm not spending $300 for something that I think is just kind of pretty. So, I don't see me doing any of those anytime soon. But, that's all I have for this month. I'd say this month was pretty good. I'm not going to say anything about April. I don't really know what's happening in April. I don't have any, like, big breaks or things going on. I'm just hoping that I get some stitching done. Hopefully I'll keep up with my pumpkin passport. That'd be nice. I don't want to fall behind in the same way I did. I think it was around this time, 3 or 4 months into it, where I started kind of just being like, it's not really calling to me anymore. I'm going to try and keep it together and stay with it and not try and do 6 of them in a month. That'd probably be a good idea. But, yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!